First Reformed is directed and written by Paul Schrader. It's the latest A24 movie, and it stars Ethan Hawke and Amanda Seyfried. And we follow a priest in a small congregation in New York as he grapples with the mounting despair in his mind and heart that are brought on by tragedy, worldly concerns, and a tormented past. This is a film that I asked you guys on Instagram what you wanted this weekend. If you wanted a Mission Impossible 3 and a Ghost Protocol review, or if you wanted my review for First Reformed, which just premiered here in Portugal. And you guys happily voted for First Reformed, and happily here I am to give you my review. First Reformed is a very haunting film. In many ways you could look at it as a horror film. The way it analyzes Ethan Hawke's character, who gives a mesmerizing performance in here. He's right now probably my favorite male performance of the year, along with John Krasinski in A Quiet Place. He is so fucking spectacular in this film. He is so subdued. You can read so much in his little day-to-day activities that seem routine at most times, but each time you look at one of them, they are a little different. Whether because something changed in his mind or something that is happening to him. He is going through a lot, both externally and internally. And these happenings are brought on by various factors. Factors that come from his past. Factors of tension that are happening right now because his church, First Reformed, is going through the 250th anniversary consecration. And that puts a lot of pressure on him because he was given this opportunity by a man after a torturous life, let's just say that. But as I was saying, the way it analyzes his character really makes you understand his mindset. And I don't want to get into what his mindset is in this film because it might be considered spoilers. It's really scary. I started to understand this character, and the type of character that he becomes eventually in this film is someone I don't want to understand. And the movie just lets you linger in certain moments with him, and you start getting scared. The score for this film is very subdued, not only in its construction, but also in the moments it comes in. There is a minimal use of score in this film, but when it comes in, you hear it, you feel it, and you understand what it's there to do. Ethan Hawke carries this entire film with a lot of nuance and a lot of layers that he has to play with a lot of emotion. However, First Reformed is definitely a film we've seen recently, and again, I will not mention what movie it is because it will be considered spoilers, but the message it's trying to give us and the prism through which it's trying to give us is different from that other movie we've recently seen. Yes, it uses God as well, but in a very different way. This is not a preachy movie, though it becomes preachy at points, but not in the way you think. I'll get to that. Ultimately, the message of this film becomes haunting within your mind because I could say it's much more effective in here than it was in that other movie. And it's a very more streamlined and recognizable and conventional way of giving out this message to an audience. And I will say that the movie in that was very successful, whether through the character study or through what it does in the narrative. First Reformed, however, does not reach its highest peaks because it has some shortcomings. There is a scene in this film that I thought I had suddenly consumed some LSD in my drink. I don't know what movie I was watching. Suddenly it felt like I was watching a ghost story, even because of the format. It's shot on 4:9. It really reminded me of that film. There's literally nothing else like Ghost Story in the film but the format through which it was shot. And then this particular scene came in out of nowhere. I understood what it was there for. It felt preachy in that moment. That moment took me out of the film and I felt like I was watching a different film. A different film that I started to enjoy, but it just didn't fit with the rest around it. I can't wait to see what other people think of this scene in particular because this one scene, despite not fitting in the film, is going to stick with me for a long time. Also, I felt like the film ended really abruptly. I could have used one or two more scenes, not to let the character get away with something, to let a resolution happen to someone else. I'll just say that. First Reformed, however, is shot beautifully. It has gorgeous cinematography, a really haunting score. It is a movie that will stick in your mind, and a mesmerizing performance by someone who we already know to be a fantastic actor. Ethan Hawke gives one of the best performances of his career. I was so happy that you guys voted for this film because I loved it. I am thinking about this film constantly, and I'm going to give First Reformed a collector's item. What did you think of First Reformed by Beautiful Geekies? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Do you recognize what other movie I was mentioning in this review? Warn others of spoilers, please, in the comments if you do. And thank you so much for voting. Thank you so much for watching. Check out my last Blu-ray collection video and check out the questions at the end of that video so I can know what you guys want to see in future Blu-ray updates. Tomorrow I'll be back in London, but still with Mission Impossible reviews already shot and down the pipe for me to release each weekend until Fallout. I can't wait to see you there, and so until then, you stay beautiful, you stay geeky, and if you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button and the bell so we can be geeky united!